It's been a while since we've done one of these, and once again we're going to be going unscripted, but I think it's appropriate to do so. So welcome, my friends, to the last news video that I intend to produce this year, and there is in fact a lot of big Battletech news. First of all, this is the week of Black Friday in the United States, and that means there will be sales and deals by various retailers, both online and in brick-and-mortar locations, for Battletech products and things of that sort. I will say that Catalyst is having a sale on their website, and there are third-party retailers that are also doing so, but I suspect most of you would have already known that. The real excitement comes from the releases that are beginning to appear. These releases, of course, are going to be showing us things in the lore, or it's going to provide people with new models for them to enjoy. The most exciting release for the tail end of this year is, of course, Hotspot's Hinterlands. The Hinterlands is of course a much beloved portion of Tomorrow Rising. It's also where some of the best stories currently in Battletech are being situated, and it is getting its own source book for the area that is a campaign book and has additional special rules in it. It should be being released by Catalyst in like really short order, so you'll want to keep your eye out for it. I'm not intending on doing a review of this particular book, but I am intending on picking it up. Just in general, though, this is a very exciting release. If you care about the Ilklan era, I recommend checking it out. It is the best part of the Ilklan era so far, and I don't suspect anything is really going to change in that respect anytime soon. So if you're into the era, if you're into the factions there, if you're wanting to get more out of the Hinterlands, which I do myself, this is going to be kind of the place to get it. Long live Vedette Brewer, the true master of the Inner Sphere. May his rule over the Hinterlands lead to his eventual domination of all mankind. Next up, I don't think it was supposed to release this soon, but on the miniatures front, my god, we are going to be getting Mechwarrion's Armored Cavalry, which I think is a super cool pack because it's got the Tianzong, a reposed Black Knight, and an awesome 9Q in it. That's pretty awesome. It currently has a almost nondescript page on Barnes & Noble, but it does exist, and I did indeed order my box of them. So I recommend people check it out. It is a Barnes & Noble exclusive, which means if you're outside of North America, getting your hands on it is going to be tough. I am sorry to tell all of you this. I know there's not a lot of excitement overseas when exclusives go through places like Barnes & Noble. However, this is a very cool box set. I'm very excited for it, and I do recommend people check it out, if they can. Battletech Essentials is finally getting a wide release, it looks like through Catalyst Game Labs as well on the miniatures front, which means people are going to get access to the Yenlo Wang and the Legend Killer, if you want to pick it up. Apparently it's supposed to be on sale on Boxing Day. I already have a copy of it, so I don't need one, but for anyone who missed out on it, who wants the Yenlo Wang or the Legend Killer, this is the place to get it. The second Star League Assault Lance is finally coming out. It is one of the infamous box sets with pre-painted miniatures in it. This one has the Prometheus by Victor Steiner Davian, and it also has the Emperor in the pack, which is a much beloved battle mech. So, you'll want to check this out as well. This one should be coming, if I'm not mistaken, next year in January, I'm pretty sure. So on the miniatures front, this is a newer box set that is going to be coming out. After this, the general retail release is supposed to be happening for Battletech Mercenaries, so a lot of the Mercenary box sets are going to start becoming available in January, it appears, depending. As everyone knows, that's always very exciting, but I think that this is likely to take place, so before the end of January, I suspect you're going to start seeing, at least in North America, the wide release of Battletech Mercenaries, which means a lot of the stuff that people weren't able to get during the Kickstarter campaign if they didn't sign on for it is going to become available. So everything from like the Mercenaries box itself, to the Recon Lances, to the two 2C clan stars basically, you know, different salvage boxes, things like that, that will all become available along with additional map packs, which will be very cool. The most important release, though, I suspect coming in January, and it was supposed to be in December, but I think it got pushed into January, I think, is going to be the Ilkhan's Eyes Only, which is the next major source book for the Ilclan era. I will be doing a review of this when I get the opportunity to do so. I did do reviews on previous Ilkhan sourcebooks, and I intend to cover this one as well. I hope it's good. I do. People know my infamous review for Dominions Divided, for it not being particularly great, but we'll have to see what it looks like. It is a very big release regardless, because this is kind of like the opening to the future of the new era, and it's going to really determine if this era is going to be a success or not. So, I am looking forward to it at the very least, and that is some very big news. And finally, on the Battletech front, it has been something a lot of people have been asking for. There is going to be announcements about Battletech Aces, which should be coming at PAX Unplugged. I believe they're going to be live streaming it. I'm pretty sure that starts on Friday, December 6th, so we're about a week away from that, from the time of the release of this video. I'm going to be checking that out. I believe they're going to be streaming it on Catalyst's YouTube page. I don't have a link to the specific stream because it's not set up yet, I don't think. But I will leave a link to their YouTube account in the top pinned comment, just so people have the opportunity to know where to check that out. Battletech Aces is basically like a cooperative version of Battletech, where you and a friend can sit down and play against an AI opponent, which really expands the ability to play the game. It's extremely helpful for role-playing games. It's extremely helpful for just being able to sit down with friends and play a friendly game with a friend where you're actually friends. It really opens up the possibilities for gameplay options for people. I think it's extremely exciting. I want to see what they're going to be doing with it. I have done a little bit of play with it online with the actual developers at Lindvander Studios, which people know that I have been on Six Sides channel a few times to do that. It's a very cool system. So I recommend people keep their eyes open for this. It is one of the most exciting releases for Battletech kind of ever, and it fundamentally changes how this game might be played in the future, which is extremely exciting to me. In its initial incarnation, to be clear, it is Alpha Strike, but there is plans for them to have a classic version of this coming out as well. And the final bit of news is that Mechwarrior 5 Clans has gotten a DLC expansion pack with additional game modes. It has added additional variants of already pre-existing Omnipod mechs. This new DLC doesn't really address any of the core things that I really wanted to see in the first DLC. I'm not really interested in playing the mechs that are still in the game. I've played all the mechs I really want to play in that and configured them the way I wanted to. Additional configurations are nice, but I want new chassis. The game modes are cool, but as everybody knows, I don't really have a whole lot of time to play at the moment. So this really does limit my enjoyment of this particular announcement. But yes, Mechwarrior 5 Clans does have its first DLC. It does seem to be relatively good in the context of, like, it's great to have Horde mode. I think that's been really needed for console players. They've wanted PvP for a long time, so once again, that's very good. It's just a question, for me anyway, of, like, is it worthwhile if it doesn't have new chassis? And it doesn't have new chassis. And I'm a very busy man. So there you have it. That is all of the news that I am aware of regarding Battletech at the moment. I hope that you all feel informed. Thank you all for your participation today in joining me for this wonderful news video. Also, on top of that, just letting you all know, I am currently working on the Banshee video, which is going to be an in-depth exploration of the Banshee, and I intend to be releasing that in January to celebrate 3025 with 2025. So with all of that said, if you've enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit like, don't forget to subscribe. I normally release very different stuff like in-depth mech videos, in-depth faction videos, and various other Battletech content on this channel. I also stream quite often, so why don't you join us for those, and which announcement are you most excited for? Why don't you let me know, and I will catch you in the comments section below.